Hey, everybody. I'm your associate chair, Joseph Johnson, here on the Social and Behavioral Science Department. Today, we're going to be looking at Honorlock and how to make sure that you're implementing it correctly and using it correctly in your course. Honorlock is our proctoring system. If you have received one of my history courses, you'll actually have an Honorlock list module right there on top for you and only for you. Students are not going to see it. If you're in one of the other classes, like psychology or what have you, I'll show you how to access it. So I'm going to use one of my 8-week courses to give you this example. It's not up and running yet, but here it is. So as you can tell, I have a module right here. Let me move myself to the other side. There we go. Maybe even shrink me down. Doo-doo-doo. There we are. So this little guy here, you also have inside your toolbox over here, institutional tools, and you can find your Panocto, simple prep, that's going to be your checklist and what have you, simple syllabus accessibility report. You can browse all course tools. If you can't find it, this is your content market, and you're going to look for Honorlock, wherever it went. Of course it's not. There it is. Okay, they changed the symbol for my POV. There it is. There it is. Honorlock exam list. You can click this plus button or you just click on it to open it up. You can also click any of these plus buttons, whether it's inside a module or in between, and click your content market right there and find your Honorlock exam list. Now, Honorlock exam list is going to have all your exams listed on here. By all means, read your update notes, what have you. So here's some, because like I said, it's not yet launched or even set up. So I have some that on the exam itself has Honorlock turned on, has the proctoring turned on, but I don't have it set up in the Honorlock extension. I need it set up in the Honorlock extension. So you can go to your exam and you can turn it on, and it should take you to this list. If it doesn't, you have to set it up here. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So a good example here, module test 2930, over chapter 2930. The exam is enabled in Blackboard Ultra Proctoring, but not in Honorlock. That means I have it turned on in my module, but I don't have the extension turned on here. So we're going to click enable. Once we enable it, it will be on. Now, make sure your email address is right here because you'll get notifications, hopefully, of any type of violations that are done on this test. You can turn on and off any of these type of settings that you want. I make sure that copy and paste is disabled because I don't want that. They also need to record the web traffic. That way this test taker doesn't go to like ChatGPT or any of the other places to cheat. Record the screen so I can see what they're clicking on, where they're going. Record their webcam because I need to see them, making sure they're the only ones in the room, that they're not talking to anybody, that they're not using notes that they're not supposed to, or anything like that. And they need a test taker ID. Now, I know some students are going to say, I don't have an ID. Well, you're an Odessa College student. You have TouchNet. Turn on your TouchNet. Scan it to the thing. That counts as your ID. Set your phone away. Put it down on the floor, whatever, right? You can set up URLs that are allowed. Say if you want them to read an outside document that you have a hyperlink inside your assignment for. There it is. But make sure you have that link inside your assignment. If you don't, it can be a pain in the butt for the student to go out and try to do it. Because the moment that they click outside of the test, it's probably going to block them or it's going to flag them. and they click Google or whatever, it might block it. And so they won't be able to, they're going to be like, I don't know what's going on. Put the link inside your assignment. That way, one stop shop for the student. All right. So, environmental integrity. Make sure you have this. This is going to go away. The room scan, do the workplace photo. A QR code will come up. They'll take a photo. The QR code will come up on their phone, and then they'll take a photo of their workplace area to show you that there is no violations. So make sure that's on. This one, enhanced desktop security, requires them to download an app to their phone, or I mean, not app to their phone, an app to their computer, a program to their computer. I don't know why we're using apps as term. Program to their computer or to their laptop. They don't actually. They're still not able to use Honorlock on their phones or tablets. So you might run across some issues with this, especially with any ECISD schools, high schools, where their firewalls may block it, because this is new. So if you want to, you can leave this off. If you don't, give it a shot, depending on you. This allows them to manage all of their stuff on their computer. That way, they don't have Microsoft Word sitting in the background on the side of their screen or what have you. I caught some students doing that. Of course, test taking guides. If you have a really long test, I recommend allowing them to have a bathroom break. Maybe you want them to use their notes. Maybe they should use their headphones so they can have a screen reader if they're in a public place, allowing a public place. Whatever you want to use. And you can also add additional instructions here for the proctor check-in guide. So if they're doing something interesting or something odd, they usually get flagged, and the AI kind of flags them, and then it has a real person come in and pop in and be like, what's up? Please put on a shirt. Please to move to a lighter area so we can see everything, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot of that. And of course, accommodations. Maybe you are allowing a student to have their mother in there to translate for them, whatever it may be. There are certain accommodations that are required that are Blackboard controlled. That's usually done through our school, so you'll get an accommodation letter, and you'll do that through Blackboard. Honorlock usually has nothing to do with that. So, yeah. And of course, assessment visibility. I usually say yes, but I take late work. If you're not going to take late work, you can say no. But remember, if it says no on here and it says yes on Blackboard, the student won't be able to access it. It needs to be synchronized. Yes on Blackboard that they can take it late. Yes on Honorlock that they can take it late. No on Blackboard that they can't take it late. No on Honorlock that they can't take it late. You can do the opposite only if you're saying no on Blackboard, but yes on Honorlock, just in case if you have a sick student that's like, hey, can I get in there? I can't get in. So you got to keep an eye on that. I just say yes. Once you've created something, you can actually save it as a profile. I'm going to apply one of my profiles here. Then it will update with all of this that I'll put on. See, I allow headphones and hats, allow restroom breaks, and background noise. Because I don't mind if they have to take this in a public library. However, in a public library, there are going to be areas where they can take these types of tests, whether it be their computer area or a study area. What I don't want is them to take it into their cafeteria around a bunch of other students that may help them. So this public area allowed, think that as a cafeteria. Background noise allowed, think that as a library. That's what I do. And of course, yes, always show. So I'm going to enable that. And there it is. So if these items are not enabled, students will find an error saying the assignment or the school is not found. If that is the case, your Honorlock exam list is not set up correctly. That is on you. Go in there and check it and fix it. Double check this before you launch your course. Um, Now, students will probably say, I can't use Honorlock, or I have a school computer, so they don't allow us to download it. Your student then needs to contact that school's ISD's technical department to get Honorlock approved. Honorlock is a requirement here at Odessa College. It is a proctored, you need 2 proctored exams in your course. No ifs, ands, or buts. And the ISDs know this. We've been messing with them for about 2 years or so with Honorlock. So stand fast on it. If the student's like, well, a professor allowed me to have alternative assignments, no, you're not required to give them any alternative assignments. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Can I get everything in late? No. Give them more clear, defined cutoff dates and things along those lines. You can take in late work. You can reduce their penalties. You can have penalties for late work, but don't allow your student to turn in everything last minute. They're going to be cheating on this. They're going to find a way. And double check your videos. Some of these students are going to try to figure out different ways of trying to bypass the security system. Where there's a will, there's a way, and there's always going to be one. So double check your videos. Watch them. One of the rules that I have is that if you lose connection during your testing, your assignment, your attempt is going to be null and void, and you'll have to do it again. Now, I do that more on a case by case thing, but there are some students who think that they can get around Honorlock by disrupting their Wi-Fi and still have access to the assignment. This has happened to me. And you know what I did? I said, sorry, but you're going to have to retake this. Your internet went down, and so the proctoring system went down. I cannot guarantee that you did not cheat. So I'm going to delete your attempt, or I'm going to make you have to do a new attempt. You'll get a 0 for this attempt, but you're going to have to do a new attempt in order to get your points back. I've done that. I may actually even add a little pepper on it. Where, sorry, your Honorlock went down during your attempt. I'm going to have to make you redo the attempt, so you're going to get a 0 for this. But since it's past the due date, it's also going to be counted as late. I may actually do that. Put a little fear in them. But we also need to be understanding of them. Sometimes students have issues and things like that. So talk to your students. Don't be the dictator. Be the loving parent. You're a teacher, not a dictator. All right. So hopefully this will help guide you with some of your Honorlock stuff. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to your department chair, Dr. Ian Lee, or even some other faculty inside the SBS department. Anyways, have fun, play around with it, and see what you can do. And honorlock.com/support is always going to be your friend. This is what I always want people to put in their announcements. You, as the professor, can use this. The students can use this too. If the students are having issues, I give them this. Because we're not technical support. This is technical support. They click on that little chat, and I'm actually in the way now. And then you fill it all out. And you can actually talk to the chat. This is a little thing here, and say this is whatever. You can say this is for the student. They answer 1 or 2 questions, and then bam, they get a live person who can actually look up their course and all that stuff. If they have their course ID on them, they can actually hop in it right now and look at that. If they don't have a course ID, well, there you go. And you just say, I'm the professor, I want to look at something and talk to you about something. And you can put in tickets for that. Take it easy.